Welcome back to the Road to NBA 2K22 series, everyone. My name is CollegeSportsREVIVED, and I hope you're ready for another NBA Finals installment here in Season 6. Unfortunately, we're now in a situation we tried so hard to avoid, down 2-1 in this best-of-5 series. The New York Knicks will face elimination for the first time this postseason today, and it really should be the Mavericks in this situation. We deserved to win Game 3 last episode, but when you play a 71-win team, it only takes one bad quarter to watch it all fall down, and that's what happened as the Knicks offense went radio silent in the fourth quarter to surrender a 15-point halftime lead when it was all said and done. So on the eve of Game 4, the New York Knicks came together and decided to make some adjustments as we have our season in the balance tonight. Donnie swaps positions with Montrezl Harrell in the starting five to begin things, as Coach Tibbs wants Donovan to be the main guy in the pick and roll offense tonight and the pick and pop stuff as well. So that'll hopefully open up easier opportunities for him to score. That was the first major change, the second being the switches on defense for Game 4. Look, it's do or die tonight, so I want to finally wrap up the Road to NBA series. I want to do it on a high note with a championship ring, so I took initiative and I said that I'll take Luka tonight, as Doncic, the MVP, was practically impossible to stop in the second half of Game 3. He's the one who sparked the comeback, so this time around, with our season in the balance, I'm putting the pressure on myself to perform on defense tonight, as I try to keep the MVP in check. Fordham will guard Hardaway, who I've held to a very inefficient final so far, and Donnie will switch over to check Deshaun and his athleticism. That's it for the adjustments we made as we retake the floor here in Madison Square Garden for a second straight night. Us Knicks know what's at stake tonight. A win and we go to Dallas for a win, or go home Game 5, where both teams' season will be on the line. But a loss tonight will bring us to another season of the Road to NBA 2K series, and it'll bring my NBA Finals record on my career to 0-3. I'm trying to avoid that tonight, as the former Knick Mitchell Robinson will give the Mavericks the first possession of the ball game tonight, and my first possession against Luka Doncic. I've had some series in the past against him, but this is the first time I'm matching up with number 77 in this season's NBA Finals. And look at this, I'm already getting after it, nearly getting the steal, but Obi Toppin tried to sell out for the loose change as well, leaving Mitchell Robinson wide open. Oh man, I was so close to forcing a turnover on my first possession, guarding the MVP, but we'll see what we got, as Fordham now almost turns it over, but he rips it away from Deshaun to pull up from three. So the Knicks winning these 50-50 balls, or at least trying to here in the early goings, as I should have had that steal on Luka, and Fordham almost has it stolen, but he stays with it. Good hustle by both him and Deshaun, and he just shoots it right over 25. So the Knicks getting after it on both ends to begin this one. So now the second offensive possession for the Mavericks, as they try to run this backdoor flex screen, and that doesn't work. So they'll just set a back pick for Luka to flare up, and he gets it to fall. I'm going to need some help when it comes to Luka coming off these screens. Now, if I want to, I really think it's a better idea if I let Doncic take these threes. Yeah, he made that one. Yes, I need to tighten it up, but he was 10 of 14 on twos in Game 3, while being 1 for 6 from behind the line. So that's something to keep in mind as Deshaun goes backdoor and dunks it down. We got to play these backdoor screens. I mean, that's what the Mavs have been running all game long so far in the first quarter, as Hardaway is way off the mark. Great defense by number 3. Toppin collects, outlet to me, and I'm going to try to put the burners on Hardaway, going back and forth, getting into the lane, and I almost lose it there, but I get it back just in time for Donovan to still be open from 3, as Hardaway was this close to closing out on him, but I got it to my boy Donnie just in time, who's fresh off of a 15-16 performance in Game 3. However, he struggled in the second half, only 2 for 8 shooting in that second half of action. So we'll try to play a more consistent game this time around. Not just Donnie, but the whole team, as Doncic gets me with the blacktop move right there. 13-10 Knicks here with halfway to go in the first half under our belt. Good screen here by number 3. This is what we wanted. We wanted to try to incorporate more pick and roll with Donnie. It freed up Fordham, but to no avail, as Porzingis is actually dribbling the ball up the floor as Deshaun knocks down a 3. Donovan may have struggled in the second half, but so did Deshaun. He only shot 4 for 11 on the game, 1 for 5 from 3, but that's a huge one to hopefully get things going for my boy Deshaun. As Ferran gives it back out to me. And look at this, using the step back move on, Luka Doncic. As I get the MVP stumbling and falling back on his heels. Look, I've had a lot of big ankle breakers in this series over my career, but perhaps none as big or as impactful or as important as an ankle breaker on the MVP of the 71 win team that we're trying to beat here in the NBA Finals, trying to keep our season alive, and I get the ankle breaker now. Feels really good, and it's definitely one of the most important ankle breakers I've had in my career as they try to go back door on the next possession. Closed down by Montrezl Harrell. Bounce pass to Ferran Nadim. Swishing it home as the first quarter continues to be very friendly to us Knicks. We've gotten out to good starts in the last couple games, and this one appears to be no exception. Timeout Dallas. And it's good to see the three-pointers come in pretty early in this one. We shot a measly 9 of 30 as a team in game 3 from behind the line. That's 30%. But it's okay because we're going to go right back to it. Number 1, he's open again. Swishing home another one. It's Ferran who's off to a red-hot start. I'm trying to ride the hot hand as I walk the dog up on this possession. Up by 5, still Donnie curling off a screen this time. And I must have got number 3 inspired. Look at the combination he puts on Dorian Finney-Smith. Perhaps Donnie G liked my move I put on Luka, and he wanted a taste of a ankle-breaking highlight move himself as he gets Dorian Finney-Smith with an awesome combo. Stepping it back through the legs, and now he tries to get the stop on Finney-Smith inside. 10 seconds to shoot. Kicks it out, but it's taken away by Ferran. And look at me just doing a good job running to my spot. That is a routine jumper for me at this point in my career. I'm a veteran at this point now. Those are the ones I make with my eyes closed. And the Knicks opening up a huge run here at the end of the first quarter, 36-26, putting up almost 40 points on this elite defensive team. Gotta love what you're seeing as we head into the second quarter. And the rotations were a little bit out of whack. Normally we, meaning the big three, we come out pretty a couple minutes before the second quarter, but this time we got some extended run as Mitchell Drew will knock down a mid-range jump shot, looking good on that one. But yeah, so we got a little bit of an extended run there in the first quarter. So the big three of the Knicks actually begin the second quarter on the bench, but we're running into some issues here as who's going to pick up Luka, who's going to pick up Deshaun. I don't think Emmanuel Quickly and Quentin Grimes, I don't think they're the ideal matchups for us to try to cover the Mavericks and back players. So Donovan checks back in along with Ferran and myself. Still sporting that double-digit lead. It's now 12 as you can see me here. Luka with the fast feet. I'm trying to stay in front of him off the ball as Donovan locks down Deshaun inside. Not an easy task as look at all the blue jerseys helping out on my side of the floor. How about a beautiful bounce pass to number 1. Another assist to Ferran. He has been lighting it up as he's on pace for a very crooked number of points. What an assist to my boy Ferran to keep him hot and to keep us ahead of the game here. I mean, we're up by 14 now. Under 8 to play. Deshaun. Yep, the Mavericks really needed that one, and he seems to always come through with threes whenever they need it. Dallas is actually coming off a really bad three-point shooting game as well. We shot 9 for 30 in game 3. They're coming off a 6 for 30 performance as Deshaun got the first one, but not the second one, as it's still an 11-point game. Hardaway, a little slow picking me up. So let's see if I can take this. I'll see if Donnie sets me a good screen, and he does. Deshaun comes over to try to block my shot, leaving number 3 without anybody even on that side of the court. It doesn't get much easier for that. And, you know, we make the Dallas Mavericks pay there. These pick and rolls, pick and pops with Donnie, they have been working extremely well. This is what we wanted right here, moving Donnie to the power forward position as he's rolling again. But this time they cover it, so I can take it easy breezy, no problem. As my third field goal goes, now 6 points and 7 assists for yours truly, as I'm feeling good with my performance so far. As Ferran finally misses, it's been as you can see, a very rare occurrence to see him miss today. 23 first half points for Ferran, and now how about another steal? That's his second theft of the game. Up ahead to me, and I rush it a little bit as Unfortunately, Donnie can get the tip slam either, as I try to get the backdoor pass tipped away, but unfortunately, I'm just a step too slow. I don't know how I didn't pick that off, but pretty bad swing there, as I really should have made that runner. But it's still a 10-point game, and the second half is right around the corner as Fordham controls the tempo on this one. Jalen Brunson checks in. I think I can take him, so a jab step, baseline, 2 more points for number 20. John Fitzpatrick feeling good. 8 points, 7 assists, only 2 turnovers on game 4 so far. Trying to keep our season alive and trying to finally wrap up this road to 2K. If we can't get it done this year, we got to go for another season. That's what's on the line as number 3 comes soaring in for 2 more huge points. It's been the big threes show tonight. Me facilitating, Donnie controlling the paint, and Fordham doing everything else on the perimeter. We have been contributing in our own ways. As Fordham now gives up to Donnie, who has the hot symbol this time here in the second half. Just missing here on that shot as Deshaun wants to get it going as he now eclipses 10 points on the ball game. I believe that's 13 for Deshaun at this point. So he's made some big shots to keep at least competitive for Dallas, keeping Dallas competitive. But check out this screen off the inbound play. Donovan tells Tyrese Maxey to hit the weight room, and that results in Mitchell Drew with a free 2 points at the rim. Let's take a look at this one. This is just good basketball right here, and it shows how well we've been playing as a team on the offensive end. Donnie tells Maxey to hit the weight room, and good vision by Emmanuel quickly as the 2 point guards checking in for me and Fordham here. They link up there. And now we are up by 13 points with only seconds left to spare here in the second quarter. Dwight Powell now off the pick and roll, but Donnie closes quickly. This defense has been looking really good even as the benches come in, as Brunson would have finished over top of Donnie G. That'll take it to an 11-point game, as that would be the score that stands 59-48. The Knicks again with a double-digit halftime lead, but 15 wasn't enough for us in game 3. We'll see if 11 is good enough to keep our season alive in game 4. How about Fordham? 23 points, a block, 3 steals, 4 threes. What can't he do tonight? And what can't Donovan do on the pick and roll? 14 points, 2 steals, 2 blocks. And the man number 20, I have been orchestrating it all. 8 and 8, as I'm feeling really good about my performance today. Only 2 turnovers. And we're going to take a look and see how I'm doing on Luka as well, as after his first couple field goals, you haven't heard much from Luka, as it's actually been Deshaun keeping the Mavericks in the game. 15 points, 6 of 11 shooting. Brunson's had a good game off the bench, but Luka only 6, 5, and 4. If you're me, you're happy about this performance so far, and I am. I mean, the MVP only was 6 points on top of a pretty embarrassing ankle breaker. Yeah, I'm loving it so far, man. Feeling really good about game 3. Rather game 4, but hey, I was feeling good about game 3 as well. So can't get too conservative, can't get too complacent. This is where it really starts right here. As we all know, Dallas has looked almost unstoppable in the third quarter. Here in this series, a lot like the Golden State Warriors in real life, they look the best in the third quarter. So we'll see if we can keep things going. Donnie looks for a 3-pointer, number 3 on the game. It's a good look, but off the mark there as Doncic. You can see it in his eyes. He wants to take it here on the baseline, spinning and in traffic over 3 Knicks players. Somehow Fordham didn't send that back, but Luka with the first points of the second half, under 10 points now. Luka has it for his Dallas Mavericks. But now I feed the block to Donnie G. Turnaround jumper over Deshaun. That's been a pretty awesome battle to watch all game long, but this time it's Deshaun winning it as Hardaway with the touch pass up to Mitch Robinson. Oh man, I'm really not liking how this third quarter is starting. You know, this has been where the Mavericks have done their best. They've looked unstoppable in the third, and it's beginning again. Toppin for 3. He really needs to hit that as Porzingis looks to facilitate again, but I say no, not this time. KP up ahead to Harrell, who gets fancy with that 360, laying it up and in over Porzingis, the former Knick. Let's go. I was having enough there. I had enough seeing Porzingis take up the ball for like 3 straight possessions. Yeah, I had to take it away from KP that time around. 63-58 now, a 5-point game, but a stop and go move as I fake like I was gonna just take it out and reset the offense, and then I explode to the rack, getting it down and dirty there in the paint 2 more points over number 77. I'm now in double figures. Only 1 assist away from a double-double. Closing out on Luka here. He wants to take it inside the lane, and now it's another lob. This time it's Luka to Mitch. I don't know how this one wasn't sent into the crowd. Doncic getting lucky with this touch pass for Ron. Should have sent that into the 7th row. But again, it's another dunk and another pretty emphatic 2 points for the Mavericks as they cut it to 5. And they're starting to look a lot better, man. This is just how it was in Game 3. The game script was a lot similar to this as Doncic is inside the paint, and I finally forced a stop. Let's go as I grab the rebound. Looking for a 10th assist. It's Quentin Grimes who checks in, and it's Grimes who actually knocks down a huge 3 as he lets Donnie take a little bit of a breather here in the 3rd quarter. What a shot by number 6. Grimes, who hasn't played a lot of minutes in this finals. He's playing some big ones here in game number 4. He's trying to take Luka now, trying to stay in front of him. 4 seconds to shoot as Grimes charges the charge. That's what I'm talking about. Let's clap it up for Quentin Grimes. Yes, sir. All hands on deck for the Knicks. And this just goes to show, doesn't matter if you're Donnie or one of the big 3, doesn't matter if you ride the bench for the entire season, when your number is called, you gotta step up, and that's what Quentin Grimes showed you right there. A huge 3 and a huge charge to put it back to a 10-point game and halt some momentum from this 71-win Mavericks team, as now they have not scored in 2 minutes. Eric Paschall, the rascal, looking for the cut. Instead, it'll be Quickly who finds some space inside. I wasn't sure if it was going to be Paschall, the rascal, or Quickly on the cut. But Mitchell Drew finds Emmanuel regardless. 78-66. 146 left to go here in the 3rd, as even the bench is outplaying their bench unit. Quickly, 6 seconds to shoot. 1-on-1 against Brunson. He'll rock him to sleep. 3 seconds left. Quickly, a step inside the 3-point line. Oh man, that was dirty from Quickly. He's coming off a game 3 where he made 2 threes, and he's feeling his outside shooting this one as well, you can tell. Now a 16-point game. Maxey, who was the leading bench scorer for the Mavs in game 3, off the mark this time as Paschall the rascal with a huge board. As look at Emmanuel Quickly repositioning himself, using the dribble, stepping it back on Jalen Brunson. You gotta be kidding me. Quickly with 3 more big ones as the Knicks with a huge spurt, and it was all energized by their bench. I mean, the secondary guys coming together and playing some huge minutes down the stretch here in that 3rd quarter gives us an almost insurmountable lead. Let's go, New York. Looks like we have a good chance of keeping this series alive as we enter the 4th quarter of 19. Hopefully, the Mavericks don't find some life here. It's Hardaway with a good look. But the Mavs off the mark again from 3. They're moving the ball up well. Good movement on the break. It's Toppin with some space. No good. But Donnie getting fancy with it. How about a tip-in? Oh, man. Donnie crashing the glass at a high level. We are, as a team, we have this entire series, as rebounding was actually one of our concerns coming in, but we've really come together and crashed the boards well, as Doncic looking to put the team on his back, as he's now up to 24 points and 7 rebounds. I've held my own against the MVP, but he's starting to get hot now, and we'll see. We'll see if I can continue to have a battle of wits here with number 77 as I get those 2 points right back to give me 14 and 12 on game 4. And look at this though, KP quick back up the other end as Hardaway moves the ball up quick, and the Mavericks barely use a couple seconds before they come with their retaliation. 7 seconds to shoot on this possession. I'm trying to face guard Luka and not let him get an easy look with the shot clock dwindling. Good defense there by everyone inside and out as Ferran grabs the miss. Up ahead to Harrell as I look back door. I'm fouled by Hardaway, and I drop it through for the opportunity. It's a 3-point play the old-fashioned way for number 20 as I inch my way closer to my jersey number. This will give me 17 points on the game, as most of my scoring has come in the second half. Absorb the bump. What body control, as with the soft finish and the soft touch, I get it to drop. I'm feeling good. The Knicks are feeling good. MSG is rocking, and with only 2 and some change left to play, the Knicks are up by 13 as Deshaun puts in 2 points. A lot of garbage time points from Deshaun and Luka so far here in the fourth quarters. I have it down to 11 as I'm trying to turn on the Jets here and try to get 2 quick ones, but Doncic closes it down as he blocks me for another time. But I'll give it out to Ferran, who wants to end this game in style. 101-87. That'll be my last assist here in game 4. And we'll see what else we can do here down the stretch. Doncic, or rather Deshaun, actually blocks Donovan on this one. And you pull up from 3, and the Mavericks making it kind of interesting here. 16-5 run, as the Knicks haven't really scored much here down the stretch, just like in game 3. But luckily, the 19-point advantage heading into the third quarter was enough. The Mavericks get it to 7, but that's as close as they'll get. 101-94 is your final as the Knicks hold on, and they will knot things back up at 2 games apiece as the championship round heads back to Dallas for one more game. Win or go home. You guys know this series, game 5 is game 7, so that's basically what this series has come down to. Not just the NBA Finals series, but the Road to NBA 2K series. Depending on what happens next episode, we may be done with this series, which is crazy to think about. This has been going on for such a long time, but we came in and we took advantage and we did what we needed to do to win and extend this series to a winner go home game 5. How about Ferran with a monster first half, and then me and Donovan kind of cleaned it up for him in the second half. 20-11 for Donovan, along with 3 blocks. I had a steal to go along with my double-double of 19 and 13. And look at the bench. Everybody contributing, everybody putting up some numbers. Even Toppin, he grabbed 7 rebounds and blocked a shot. We'll see if he can bring a better game in game 5. So Doncic, all in all, 12 out of his 28 points came in pretty much garbage time. I mean, he had 16 points heading into the fourth quarter, and I will take that any day of the week. I think I did my part in stopping Doncic. As Deshaun, nice bounce back effort after only having 9 in game 3, has 22 this time around. But the front court really struggled for Dallas and didn't rebound as well as they should have. So we get our business done. It's now 2 games apiece. And just like I said moments before, this is it. Knicks 2, Mavericks 2, as we head back to Dallas, where the Mavericks have only lost 3 games in the regular season. A 38-3 home record is what this team has, but we were able to stun the world and take game 1. We'll see if we can stun them even more and take game 5 and finally grab my first ring of my NBA career and once and for all wrap up the Road to NBA 2K series. And that would be quite the way to do it. To beat down the 71-win Mavericks, that would be unfathomable. So we'll see if we can get it done. If we can't, then this series goes another year. We will see what happens in game 5. I hope to see you guys there. The entire Road to NBA 2K22 series, the whole Road to NBA 2K series period, from all the way back in high school has come down to this. 99 episodes later, 1 game is between me and my first ring. So I hope you guys enjoyed today. It was a pretty crazy game 4, but we were able to overcome the Mavericks. I hope to see you guys in game 5. Hope you guys have a good night as well. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you stay tuned as well. So I'll see you guys in game 5 in a couple days. It all comes down to that, guys. Hope to see you guys there.